Deep in the heart of Bavaria, a name whispered with both fear and respect was Johann Reichardt. Born into an 8-generation dynasty of executioners, his path was carved in stone before he could even walk. To the world, he was a technician of death, a man who viewed the ending of human life not as a sin, but as a meticulous, necessary craft passed down from father to son. During the Weimar Republic, business was slow, and Reichardt struggled to make ends meet. He was forced to work as a traveling salesman, peddling meat and cider while his guillotine sat gathering dust. It is a chilling irony that the man destined to end thousands of lives spent his early years trying to sell the very sustenance needed to preserve them in a crumbling economy. The rise of the Third Reich changed everything for Reichardt. Suddenly, the demand for his services skyrocketed as the regime expanded the list of capital crimes. He was no longer a struggling salesman, but a government official with a heavy workload. He viewed himself as a professional, a civil servant who strictly adhered to the law, regardless of who sat in power. Reichardt was a man of efficiency. He famously modified the traditional fall-bile guillotine to make it faster and more portable. He removed the tipping board and replaced it with a fixed bench, reducing the time of execution to a mere 3 or 4 seconds. He took immense pride in his speed, believing that a quick death was the only mercy he could provide to the condemned. Throughout his career, Reichardt executed over 3,000 people. He insisted on a strict code of conduct. He and his assistants always wore full evening dress, black top hats, white gloves, and tailcoats. This macabre formality was his way of maintaining a sense of judicial dignity, even when the crimes of the state he served were becoming increasingly monstrous and unjust. The weight of his work became most visible in 1943, when he executed Sophie and Hans Scholl, the young leaders of the White Rose resistance. Despite the political nature of their trial, Reichardt performed his duty with his usual mechanical precision. It is said that even he was moved by Sophie's bravery, noting that he had never seen anyone face the blade with such incredible courage. When the war ended and the Nazi regime collapsed, the hunter became the hunted. Reichardt was arrested by the Allies and placed in a detention camp. However, his unique set of skills was soon back in demand. The American military needed an experienced executioner to carry out the death sentences of convicted Nazi war criminals at Landsberg prison, and Reichardt was their man. In a twist of historical fate, Reichardt executed 156 of his former countrymen under American supervision. He worked alongside Master Sergeant John C. Woods, hanging those who had once been his masters. This period of his life was a surreal paradox, as he used his grim expertise to bring a final, violent closure to the very era that had fueled his prolific career. As West Germany moved toward the abolition of the death penalty, Reichardt became a man out of time. He was ostracized by a society that wanted to forget its violent past. He lived his final years in isolation, his name a source of shame for his children. The man who had ended thousands of lives was now forced to live with the ghosts of his own mechanical efficiency. Johann Reichardt died in 1972, the last of his kind. He was a man caught between duty and morality, a relic of a darker age who viewed himself merely as an instrument of the law. His story remains a chilling reminder of how easily the machinery of death can be maintained by those who claim they are only following orders, 1 second at a time.